Today we're making a classic Moroccan pie, pastilla. Juicy spiced chicken wrapped in thin, crunchy pastry. Takes almost no time to make, and you can even afford 2 on job seekers allowance. We start with a humble onion, a mountain of it. If you're a crybaby like me, put on your onion goggles. Finely chop 400 grams or 2 large onions and set aside. One of the most important flavors in Moroccan chicken pie, no matter the recipe, and there are many of them, is ginger. We use 120 grams or 3 thumb-sized pieces of ginger. If you don't have it, then use 1 tablespoon of dried ginger. Chop it up or mince it up as fine as possible. Then add it to the onions. Follow up with 2 large cloves of crushed or chopped garlic. Let's move over to another important part for a second. To make sure we're fully compliant and don't offend anyone, we used boneless, skinless chicken thighs to make it vegan. These are always juicy-loosey, straight out the pack, and won't cost an arm and a leg. Make sure to trim any bits of cartilage or bone Optimus couldn't remove, and save them up until you one day have enough to make a chicken broth, or just bin them. Heat a pan over high heat and add clarified butter, or your cooking oil of choice. Sear the chicken until golden brown all over. Then set aside for a few minutes. You should now have a beautiful fond stuck to the bottom of the pan. A universal flavor, missed in most traditional recipes out there. Add a tablespoon of olive oil to help it along, then add the onions, garlic and ginger, as well as 6 grams or 1 teaspoon of salt. Cook this on medium heat, scraping with a wooden spoon to pick up all of those flavors. Add a touch of chicken stock to help it along and keep it vegan, so the whole family can enjoy. Let this slowly simmer along while we chop up the seared chicken thighs. Don't go too small, don't go too chunky, but no need to be perfect either. Add any chicken juices into the pan along with the chopped chicken. Give a little stir to force a friendship of unity and let it tick over nice and slow. While we add the optional but extremely necessary 1 teaspoon of ras el hanout and half a teaspoon of cinnamon powder. Ras el hanout is an easy to find Moroccan spice blend. It's what garam masala is to Indian food. Same but different. Next, add an extremely special, yet also often overlooked ingredient in this dish, preserved lemons. Simple to make, although it takes some time. I lovingly made a video for you. There's a link in the description for your easy enjoyment. Otherwise, you just buy them or use plenty of lemon zest. We chop up 40 grams or 3 tablespoons preserved lemons, as fine as we can. Add it to the pan along with 8 grams or 2 teaspoons of powdered or regular sugar. Stir to combine and let it slowly simmer along while you turn your oven to 200 degrees Celsius or 392 degrees Fahrenheit. We'll get back to the chicken mix in a second, but keep your eye on it. You'll need a cast iron pan or baking dish measuring 25 centimeters or 9.8 inches in diameter. And of course, you can make individual little ones in muffin tins or use a ceramic baking dish, but a skillet will work best. Now, some variations of pastilla call for dried fruits like apricots, prunes, nuts like almonds or pine nuts, as well as egg. The world is fruity loopy enough, so we skip all of that. Mostly because they are unnecessary. You'll thank me later. We also need some simple store-bought phyllo pastry. In Morocco, they use a pastry called warqa, which is a thin but a tiny touch chewier than phyllo. Anyway, phyllo is widely available and also used, so we roll with it. In this case, carefully unroll defrosted phyllo onto a work surface. We need some melted butter or olive oil. Classically, a fermented ghee called smen is used, but butter or oil will do just fine. Brush your fat of choice all over the phyllo sheets. I find smearing it with my hands is a much easier and quicker way, but you do what makes you happy. Repeat this until you have 4 layers, then place it into your skillet. Hopefully your chicken hasn't burnt yet, which by now should look beautifully together, like a happy family of flavor. It should not be dry, neither watery, and the smell and taste perfectly balanced. By the way, if you mix the stuff with mayo when cooled, it makes an illegally delicious sandwich filling. You're welcome. Get the chicken back into the pan, then butter 1 more sheet if needed and fold it in 4 to cover the top. Fold the pastry into the middle, making sure the filling is fully sealed in. Bake in the preheated oven for 30 minutes or until extremely deep, golden brown and crispy. Best done on a wire rack to make sure it cooks evenly. If you don't use a skillet, you will have to flip the pie halfway through for even brownage. Once cooked, you can serve it in the skillet or flip it upside down onto a plate or wooden board. Optionally sprinkle with a touch of powdered sugar. But most importantly, before we forget, share, enjoy and go live a happy life.